I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. An Orange County grand jury has handed up an indictment against 33-year-old James White, the City of Newburgh man who had been charged with gunning down Keith Chapman along a city street last month. The indictment charges White with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, and lesser crimes for fatally wounding Chapman with a round fired from a semi-automatic rifle. Chapman staggered off but later collapsed in front of a Renwick Street apartment and later died at St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital. Police say the men had argued prior to the shooting. If convicted of murder, White faces a maximum sentence of 25 years to life in prison. Town of Ulster police say she was illegally selling prescription medications from her home. In this case, the suspect is a 74-year-old woman, and her home is the Seven Greens Senior Citizen Apartment Complex in Kingston. Following citizen complaints and reports of suspicious activity, police capped a 3-week investigation with the arrest of 74-year-old Shirley Mitchell, who police say was illegally selling oxycodone and Vicodin from her apartment to people who would pay her a visit on a routine basis. According to Town of Ulster police, undercover officers purchased pain pills from Mitchell, and a subsequent search of her apartment turned up an assortment of prescription medications. Mitchell faces felony drug sale and possession charges. Authorities say her arrest puts the spotlight on the growing problem of illegally obtained prescription medications. The wife of a Hudson Valley National Guard officer who was killed 7 years ago, along with a fellow officer with Orange County ties, is now asking the Army to investigate concerns that have been raised that the acquittal of the man charged with the murders was the result of deliberate misconduct in the jury room. The Journal News is reporting that Siobhan Esposito, the wife of Captain Philip Esposito, wants the Army to investigate claims that a senior officer on the jury pulled rank and pressured other jury members to end their deliberations before they were ready. Staff Sergeant Alberto Martinez was found not guilty of killing his superior officers, Captain Esposito and Lieutenant Lou Allen, a native of Chester and former Orange County school teacher, while they were serving in Iraq. And Siobhan Esposito says she has received information from a reporter that the senior officer told the other military jurors to skip deliberations relating to the murder of Allen. She now says she will press the Army to take action. The issues of health care and education dominated the latest debate between the candidates running for the 18th District Congressional seat here in the Hudson Valley. This morning, during a forum, it was held at the Poughkeepsie Grand Hotel and sponsored by the Dutchess County Chamber of Commerce, Republican incumbent Nan Hayworth renewed her call for the repeal and replacement of Obamacare, saying other steps need to be taken that would provide more acceptable health care reform. Their Democratic challenger Sean Patrick Maloney talked about what he sees as damaging Republican-backed cuts to Pell Grants and other educational funding programs. Look for a full report on the debate here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Meantime, the two men looking to win the area's newly redrawn 99th District State Assembly seat spelled out their respective positions on a variety of issues during a candidate forum this morning, sponsored by the Goshen Chamber of Commerce. Goshen Mayor Republican Kyle Roddy and Woodbury Town Councilman James Scofis held differing views on a number of issues, including whether the state's minimum wage should be raised.
A family on the minimum wage, hard-working family, full-time, you're making $15,000 a year. $15,000. You cannot put food on the table anywhere in this state if you're a family on $15,000. So you're actually in poverty. What is the point of a minimum wage if not to bring a full-time working person out of poverty?
I talk to business owners, and you know what, and this won't surprise anyone in this room because there's a lot of business owners here. A lot of people are on the brink, okay? It's not a good reality, but it is the reality. A lot of people are just trying to keep the lights on. So for a politician to look at a business owner in the eye and say, I know what's better for you than you do, I'm going to increase your overhead, make you spend more money to get the job done, it's just laughable.
And it may not be a state issue, but the candidates were asked about something of prime interest to Goshen area residents, what to do with the long-closed county government center.
If you told me a year ago, after the hurricane, that building would be vacant with zero done in a year, I would have thought you were crazy. I publicly came out and I've said, look, as mayor of Goshen, I'm not going to use my bully pulpit here other than to advocate for action. Doesn't matter what is done, but it needs to be done yesterday. We need to see changes made. We need to see something happen because our downtown is getting killed here.
His position on this other incredibly important county-wide issue is just do something. Do something. I don't care what you do, just do something. That's not leadership. That is not leadership. And I'll tell you my problem with this set of debates. I think it's a false dichotomy. First of all, you've got some Republican legislators saying, no, we can't afford Valley View. Can't afford Valley View. But in the next breath, we want to spend $75 million in a new government center.
The Election Day winner will claim the assembly seat long held by Republican Nancy Calhoun, who chose not to seek re-election this November. What to do with the Port Jervis Middle School? Renovate it or build a new school? Those options will be on the table November 7th when the Port Jervis School Board holds a community meeting to discuss a plan of action that would address the current problems with the 90-year-old building. Last fall, an architectural firm hired by the district concluded that the building is structurally deficient in meeting today's educational standards and would need $17 million worth of renovations and upgrades. Recommendations regarding the possible location and construction of a new building will be part of the November 7th meeting that'll be held at 7:30 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. And the Town of Newburgh Police Department will once again have a canine unit, thanks to a donation from a local businessman. Budgetary concerns coupled with the retirement of the department's last 2 canine officers earlier this year left the Newburgh Town PD without police canines. But local car dealership owner Kaz Calandria donated $12,000 to the town PBA, allowing the department to purchase 2 European-bred German Shepherds, Raven and Vero. Now the dogs and their partner officers, Henry Lawson and Nick Kryzik, are in the midst of an intensive 6-week training course through the Orange County Sheriff's Department facility at their training center in the town of Montgomery. The new 4-legged crime fighters may be ready to hit the streets by the end of the month. We should enjoy another day of at least partial sunshine, but by Friday, looks like we'll be dealing with more rain. Thursday will be partly sunny and pleasant, with temperatures reaching the upper 60s. Friday will be cloudy with showers and maybe even a thunderstorm mixed in. The highs again will reach the 65 to 70 degree range. Make Record Online your source for news when it breaks, and get all the information you need to start your day by reading tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.